Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for coming today. Today, I just wanted to take today to update you on where we are. We received 2 requests for limited scope re-canvas from the Sanders and the Buttigieg campaigns for a total of 143 unique precincts. And within the next 48 hours, the Iowa Democratic Party will return its assessment and description of next steps to each respective campaign that made a request. Throughout this process, we want to thank the campaigns for their patience and open lines of communication. The Sanders and Buttigieg campaigns, in particular their Iowa teams, have been partners with the IDP since the beginning, and we remain committed to bringing the 2020 Iowa caucus to completion. It is safe to say this was not the caucus that the hundreds of thousands of Iowa Democrats deserved. And as I said a week ago, I apologize deeply for this. Now, this experience is personal for me. In my 2 decades in Iowa politics, this party has been my life, my work, and my passion. Nearly every day has been shared with Democrats across the state, striving for a vision bigger than ourselves and expanding our democratic community from river to river and everywhere in between. You will not find more dedicated or capable Democratic force in the country. And my commitment to them is absolute, and I cannot imagine where our state and our country would be without them. In this caucus, our work is not done. Despite the challenges we faced, together we will see this through to completion. Now, additionally, I recognize that we have not been able to provide an answer to every question that you folks and others have had over the last week. It can appear that outside voices are speaking freely, but the Iowa Democratic Party is not. I want to make something clear. This is not a PR exercise for us. This is upholding our core mission, which is delivering a full and complete caucus and building a coalition to beat Donald Trump. In every step of the process, we have held high our responsibility to not rush to judgment, to ensure that the information we share are the facts and nothing else, and to stay focused on our end goal and not let distractions hamper us from our progress. Our character is proven in our commitment, the commitment that drove the second highest caucus turnout with over 176,000 caucus goers, short only to the 2008 turnout. By most accounts, the caucus meetings were well organized, well equipped, and successful. But no matter what the story is at the end of the day, I will never forget that the proud work of Democrats who stepped up in their communities to help our party succeed. And I will do everything I can to ensure that their leadership is honored and unquestioned. In the coming days, you should expect additional information coming from us on the status of the requests that we received today, and as we move forward in bringing the caucus to a completion. So I know you folks have some questions, and I'm happy to take a couple of them right now.
Troy, is there any sense on how long this might take if you agree to do the recanvassing of those 143 precincts? And if you do, is the party basically going to be able to certify results by February 29th, as stated in that delegate plan?
What I will tell you is that we are, now that we know the scope of the results, now we'll be able to sit down and figure out exactly how long that will take and what additional steps come after the recanvass is complete. And so at this point, I can't tell you exactly how long it's going to take, but we should have more information in the next couple of days.
Troy, I think we've all read the letter from Shayla explaining why caucus map sheets can't be changed. I talked to Gary Dickey today, who's just one voice in this, but he just said that the logic didn't make sense and was indefensible. Why can't, I understand why maybe raw preference numbers can't be altered, but if there are mathematical rounding errors, why can't those be adjusted?
Because these sheets are signed not only by the precinct chair and the precinct secretary, they're also signed by campaign representatives. And so for us, they are the official record of what took place in the room. And we do not believe that we should be altering what is the official record of what happened in the room. The course for correcting that is what is starting here today, starting with the recanvass process, and then if requested, a recount after that. And that's what we will, and so that's where we are in the process. The process does exist to correct that, and that's what we are starting embarking upon today.
Troy,
Would you
has
need a
there been
recount?
conversation about bringing in like an outside entity or the state auditor to go through these numbers with you to ensure accuracy and like another set of eyes?
I feel confident in the team that we have in place that's working through this, and that's why we have taken the steps that we have to make sure that the results that we have are as accurate as possible.
Would you need a recount to change that math?
Changing the math, or does a recount have to be involved, to change the math on those worksheets and math worksheets?
A recount would be necessary to change to alter what those numbers were on the caucus math worksheets.
Will you guys be releasing the county delegate along to the satellite offices, or is that
Sorry, repeat that?
the county delegate? And
The
so-
county delegate allocations
Yeah, to the satellite office.
from there to the state convention.
Yes.
Yeah, we're working on that right now. Our counties need that, not just for that, but for their county conventions coming up and who they're going to elect, so we're working on that right now.
If there are underlying errors in the math and caucus worksheets, why isn't the party taking the initiative to reinstitute that recount?
Because our rules state exactly how the recount process should proceed, and that's what's starting here today.
How do you respond to people, including Senator Sanders, who say this indicates that the caucus results have never been accurate?
We have more information available to us this year, and so I think that what this process has shown to us is allow us to see more behind the scenes. But beyond that, we're going to continue to work to make sure that these results are as accurate as possible.
Troy, in 2016, there was some kind of a review that the party did that ended up narrowing the delegate margin between the Republican members. Weren't some of the caucus worksheets or the delegate allocations changed at that time during that review process?
I honestly can't speak to that.
Can you tell us who authorized to use the shadow company to help with that?
Listen, we're going to be undergoing a full forensic review of all of those processes, and that will be one of the topics that will be covered in the course of that.
When does the review begin?
For them, was there like a RFP?
There was an RFP process.
You back up when you talk about the recanvas, the question about the math done at that first level. This can change that or it can't?
Recanvas is just checking what's on the math worksheets to what is reported. The recount process then utilizes the presidential preference cards to do a recount of what happened.
But there was no request for the recount, right?
The first step is a recanvas, and then after a recanvas, then a recount can be requested.
Who requests, who the authorized requested?
Campaigns.
And is there a separate deadline? Was that after you come back with recanvassing, if there was
Yes,
any
we have
sort
to
of?
we just have to let the process work out, and we can get you more information on exactly how this process will work.
Is there any concern that people at the caucus sites did not all fill out the preference cards correctly, or if them all turned in correctly, that they might have issues at that stage of the process?
Listen, what we instructed caucus goers to do is to make sure that they turned in their presidential preference cards and did not leave with them.
There's going to be some concerns about, some people not having trained on some of the new requirements about the new data that you have to collect first round, final round, and the delegate equivalents. Can you talk about what the party did in terms of training people at the precinct level to know what they had to do with the new changes?
We had a very rigorous training program. This training program started last July. We had an online training portal that we encouraged folks asked folks to participate in. We were able to track their progress. We know that over 3,200 people accessed this online training portal alone, in addition to the several hundred trainings that we did all across the state. And new this year was, for many of the folks, we did testing to make sure that they understood the new rules in the process. So this was the most rigorous training program that we have done from the Iowa Democratic Party.
Do you know,
Do you know when they started
percentage of
changing on the
chairs
app?
Downloaded the app.
I don't have that information.
Do you know when they started training on the app?
I'll get back to you.
When does the
All right.
forensic review begin?
Right now, it's going through our processes. I've asked the Operations Committee of the State Central Committee to begin that process. They're going through that right now, and we can follow up with more information.
You think Chairman Perez is throwing you under the bus here for the problems?
Obviously, I was very disappointed by the chairman's comments. You know, this has been a full partnership with the DNC throughout this entire time. And what I will say is, as I said on Friday in a tweet, what I will say is, we've got a job to do, and that is to finish up this process. If folks want, there's going to be a time to assign blame, but I will tell you, the DNC has been a partner in this process, up to including and after caucus night, and anything beyond that, my focus is remaining on producing, finalizing and bringing these caucuses to completion. With that, folks, I've got to go back
Partner, what
to,
do you say to the fact that Perez has tried to distance himself from being involved?
and I'm telling you, DNC was a partner with us throughout this entire process, and we had trust in that partnership. And so, beyond that, I'm focused on making sure that we bring these results to completion. Thank you all so much, appreciate it.
Thank you.